Hello everyone, this is Logan, and today I thought I would do kind of an interesting review of the Microsoft Zune. Now, if you're not familiar with what this is, it's basically Microsoft's failed attempt to try and dethrone the powerful, especially at that time, monarchy of the MP3 player world that was Apple's iPod line. So, let's take a look at this thing. First of all, I can probably tell you one of the reasons why this may have failed, and that is, this looks a lot cheaper than an iPod, with, well, first of all, cheaper feeling materials. I mean, this is aluminum, but it just looks, I don't know, a bit cheaper than the, iPods. In fact, thinking about this, there's not even any sign that this is a Zune, even on here. You would have to turn it on and say that, yes, this is in fact a Zune. So yeah, that might be one of the reasons. Also, this is considerably thicker than the iPod Nano, which this is probably trying to compete with. In fact, I think this is thicker than pretty much every model of the iPod Nano ever. So, yeah, this comes in 4GB, that's how you know it was a competitor to the Nano. Even though there might have been, I do feel like I remember, that there existed touchscreen Zunes for a while, but I don't remember. I do think that they still sell these Zunes, but possibly a different model than this. A very nice feature, especially for, like, 2006 or whenever this came out. Bluetooth. That would not be seen on an iPod until, well, first of all, 2007, when the iPod Touch came out, but second of all, just last year, when the iPod Nano 7th generation came out. So, yeah. Let's, take a look down here. We have a very 30-pin dot connector looking port here, but I can guarantee you that it is not 30-pin dot connector. We also have headphone jack. This is typical. And on the top, all we have is a lock switch, which was pretty common on the Nanos, and to be perfectly honest, I think it was kind of useless on that. And we also had, I believe that is a lanyard. A place for a lanyard. I would imagine that is probably considerably more durable than the loops for the new models of iPod Touch. And do they have loops on the Nano? No, they don't. They do not. And not much else except for the controls on the screen. So, let's take a jump cut. You will see why in 3, 2, 1, now. Yes, as you can see, and possibly hear, we have switched locations. We now have an auxiliary jack going into the Zune, and we have a power adapter just because the internal battery in this has died. So, let's plug it in. One thing that is kind of interesting to note, this must have a pretty big current or something like that, because when I put my finger over this, it goes through the auxiliary thing, so I don't know if this is just a high frequency cable or, well, either the auxiliary cable or the other thing, but who knows. And I am stalling for time because I cannot plug this in. There we go. Zune. Also, two things. One, this has a progress bar. iPod never had that. And two, look how fast this is to boot on. There you go. That simple. So here's the Zune menu. You control it considerably more different than you do with, say, an iPod or something like that. You use this little, thing, and you swipe up or down. Well, you will as soon as the Zune stops being a glitchy piece of crap. But, yeah, it sometimes seems to, stall a bit. But, here are the songs. You can swipe left, and you can get playlists, artists, albums, genres, and it just keeps going like that. So it works a bit like, if I had to compare it to anything, I'd say maybe Mac OS X with like Mountain Lion or something. Also, I don't know if you can hear or not. Oh, well, I have the thing at full blast. But it makes a little noise whenever you go through these menus. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that or not. Maybe I can up the volume a bit later. But let's just do this song called Easy. Alright, you get the idea. It will also play music in the background, much like an iPod, but you could have worked that bit out. So yeah. Let's go into videos. No, not pictures. Videos. One of the problems with this, which is, to be fair, a problem that is quite relevant on the old iPods. A problem that was quite relevant on the old iPods is the fact that this heat-sensitive thing is a bit touchy. So let's just watch that video, just to get an idea of screen quality. This is my friend's iPod, so this isn't my taste in music. Oh. Well, I think I've at least heard this song before. Nope, I thought it was something different. Actually, this seems to be some kind of anime. Okay. Better stop that just in case it is copywritten or something. But, you get the idea. It's hard to explain on camera, but the Zune's video quality is, well, not perfect, but it's good for what it is. Pictures. You can swipe. Huh. Oh, didn't know that. You could do folders, something the iPod could not do, if I recall. Let's do this. What the? Oh, what? I don't know. Here's this. That actually does show off the screen quite nicely. Again, not the best display in the world, but it'll work. Social. I don't know. Interesting story. This will technically allow you to connect to the wireless internet, except this one seems to be broken, so I haven't been able to play around with that. I have been able to play around with radio, though. Radio. There we go. This is a bit weird, since it only seems to scan, not much else.
97.3.
We have that song. I don't remember what that is. Also, you scroll up and down to control the volume. So the control system is a bit more user-friendly than the iPod's click wheel, like scroll, do that thing. But it is also a bit more touchy. And this seems to be the only station I can get. Oh, seek off. There, yes, thank you. Ah, there we go. Now it has a more fine-tuning thing. Let's go to a station that broadcasts maybe about 15 minutes away from where I live. Okay, well this barely picks up. Actually, can I pick up the station from this area? Not very good, but at the same time, that's broadcast in York, which is, I don't know, probably about 45 minutes from where I live. Give or take. This one's a bit not too great. This one broadcasts up in Susquehanna. The Susquehanna Valley, so that's about half an hour. But yeah, it kind of works. Also, it must have some degree of multitasking, I guess. Podcasts. Thank you. Also, how they got away with using the term podcast, I have no idea. I always thought that was an Apple exclusive, like, trademark. Actually, knowing Apple, they probably sued them. Really, would not be surprising. Let's try this podcast.
I'm Brian Williams here at NBC. We know you're always on the go, and now you can take us along with you. You can get NBC Nightly News and meet the press whenever you need it. Subscribe to MSNBC.com's free video podcast at the Zune Marketplace. Here's some.
Okay. Ooh, Zune Marketplace. I'll get into that a bit. But, I will point out that the, screen quality is not the greatest, but it's also not as bad as it looks on the, camera. Marketplace. There we go. This is sort of like the App Store, and unfortunately, I have no idea what's on it because I can't connect this thing to the internet. Games, let's save that for a bit later. And settings, last but not least. We have, well, settings. That was pointless. No, I don't want to go back to the podcast. Also, video podcast. Did iPod ever do that? I don't know, I'm just used to, like, audio podcasts, like Car Talk and other things by NPR. So, games. Came with a few games. I don't know if these were built in or if my friend just got these from the marketplace. But as you can see, Texas Hold'em, you have Sudoku, Space Battle, which I have no idea what it is. Oh, you can uninstall. There's something you're never able to do. Space Battle, yes, play. See what this game is. Also, it takes considerably longer to load than, well, really any kind of mobile game that I'm familiar with. Which is surprising, considering the processor so far has been pretty good. Okay. It's loading. I don't know. My guess is that this is probably gonna... Yep. Ooh. Oh, I see. So it's some kind of space shooter. I haven't actually played much into this game. Actually, as surprising as it might be, this control system is actually really good. This, like, swipe left and right with your finger thing is actually not a bad method of controlling. This might, actually surprise you, just considering, you know, how bad touchscreen controls usually are for games. Especially games like this, which require a D-pad. Does this have any kind of accelerometer? No, it does not. Oh, wait. Saying that, I barely have any control over the thing. I can't imagine that being a big problem. Oh! I did not know that. I guess pushing in launches some kind of missile. A very effective one at that. But yeah, you get the idea. The game itself is kind of lackluster. Oh boy, how do I quit this? Oh. There you go. I just did some kind of force quit by holding down the menu button. So anyway, that is a review of the Microsoft Zune. Would I recommend you get one? Well, actually, yes, I would, surprising it as it is. Well, because, well, one, yours is probably not going to be as bad as condition as this one. And two, because despite being, considerably thicker and considerably more uglier than the iPod, this actually was not a bad product. I mean, if you can see what it did, it was considerably more organized. It had a far better control system, in my opinion. I actually genuinely like this, and in fact, if this one worked, I would probably use this as a daily MP3 player. Of course, the only problem is you need like iTunes, you need special software to use this. Which, to be honest, is kind of a pain in the neck for the iPods anyway, but for here it's worse because from what I can tell, this software doesn't even exist on a Mac. So anyway, bye.